blame somebody else. Hello everyone, and welcome to combined session of A Blade's Will, our Naruto campaign, and welcome to Neon Lights Roleplay. So, it's been quite the doozy of a session. But first off, I'd like to start off by having each of my players introducing themselves because they're absolutely wonderful. So, in the order that I call you out in, please give who you are, who you're playing today, and where we can find you on the internet. And let's start with Vermin.
Hello, everybody. I'm Vermin, or Legendary Vermin, and tonight I'm going to be playing Reaper Tsubaki of the Coalition of Steel.
Thank you. Next up, Turk.
Hello, everybody. I am Turk, or Turk Accented on Twitch and Twitter. Tonight, I am playing Karakuri Ryuboku from the Alliance of Heaven. My puppet friend is Triceratops. You can find me all the places in which my name is scrawled upon them, like graffiti on the face of the world.
Alright, great. Next, D.
I am Steve. You can find me online anywhere as DJ Steve is First, and I am playing Akihito Inuzuka, and this is his dog friend, Suki.
And last but certainly not least, Janie.
Hi, I am Janie Pot 7575. I am playing Yamanaka Mari. I don't have a pet right now. Sorry. I could pretend I have one. Just an invisible pet on my shoulder.
Well, they're certainly very wonderful companions. And as for me, I guess that just leaves me. I'm Michelle. I'll be your Sage of the Six Paths, or your game maestro for today, and I'll be playing everybody else in this world. Just before we begin, I'd like to start off with this is Kings of Forever's Naruto 5e supplement. We've also kind of thrown canon out the window already, so don't be expecting any sort of Naruto things beyond the general terminology. I'd also like to apologize for any of us butchering our Japanese. It's gonna happen. I'm sorry. Maybe somebody who actually takes Japanese will be able to pronounce it correctly. I don't know. It's not definitely not me. I'd also like to start off with a general content warning. As of today's session is going to be pretty heavy. There's going to be things like civilian deaths, war crimes. Just in general, it's going to be a tough session. If anyone needs to leave, right, take a deep breath. It's okay. But I'll just start off with that. But as for the actual day, it's the year 455 after Shinobi, in the middle of September, and a poison gas bomb has just been dropped in the middle of the plains next to the village of Ruten. Mari and Akihito, the two of you are met with a runner as soon as you've rested for a short while with the rest of your team. They've sent off the other two members of your team to go and evacuate the various shinobi on the plains. The two of you, along with a third shinobi who came up, have been told to meet at the gates of the village in order to evacuate as many people as they can. And before the two of you set off to meet with your party members or anyone who can assist, they quickly hand you a synthesized vial of water lily antidote. They warn you immediately it's not as effective as one that's been processed, but maybe if you can get it to civilians or someone who can do proper synthesizing, or maybe they'll be able to make something that'll help. Tsubaki, you're at the guard station and directed to efforts near the front of the village, where guards are milling about, trying desperately to blow away this poison mist that clouds everything. And there are people dropping in the streets. They're evacuating. So the four of you find yourselves in the front, the gates of Buten. Guys, the scene is yours.
Mari's just going to start trying to rescue people.
Are there any like obvious injured people or people in need that we can see?
For the two of you, when you reach the gates, you see, at least at the front, it looks like it's mostly clear. But further into the village, you see what is chaos. There are crowds of people trying to move. What looks like a stampede. There's broken glass and wood all over the place.
So there's still that poison smoke in the air?
Yeah.
From the bomb, or is it? Okay.
And it's slowly starting to thicken. It looks very recognizably thicken. In fact, the two of you are hailed by a guard. Shinobi.
Can you get the people to line up and just leave, please?
We are doing our best.
Mari's going to grab somebody running, or try to grab somebody running, direct them towards the gate, like physically.
Never mind. Follow me. They'll lead you over towards.
Try and gather those in need into a triage area, so I'll see. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just get people to safety as close as you can, and I'll go in and I'll see who else we can find. Yeah, Akihito will like pull a mask over his face to try and get any help against the poison, and head inside to try and find people with the help of Suki.
This area right here that you come across is what looks like a triage tent. In fact, as you enter, you can see that there are various medics, both human and summons alike, just scurrying around, trying to treat. It looks like they're dying. The ones in the tent are mostly the elderly. But as you walk in, they sort of turn towards you. Scoff and turn away. If you can give any assistance, Shinobi, to make up for this.
Will start trying to perform what he can to try and help these people either ease it or stop it.
Appreciated, Reaper. There's another one of you here assisting.
Yeah, I think on the far end of the triage tent, we see Tsubaki looking very harried. Made the makeup that's normally very neat and orderly and pristine is all kinds of messy. It looks like there's a combination of like wiping sweat away, maybe tear tracks, and every single time a new person comes into the tent, Tsubaki is looking up, injured or otherwise. Tsubaki is looking up and like checking their face before going back to work in this like distracted like and I think maybe Tsubaki locks eyes with Akihiko in this kind of hurried process.
Yeah, there's a moment of recognition, but seeing that emotional state that Tsubaki is in, I think Akihito probably wouldn't bother with. Hello, it's not a great time to get caught up on the events since the last time you've seen each other, so he'll just silently join them and start helping whatever is the nearest patient that needs it.
Are you in this?
Outside, being very confused. Just got here, just got assigned, to come help out, and now this is happening. So I think he's just looking for anyone with semi-friendly faces. He's got this, big wooden carrying case on his back. It's all folded up in there. He's not carrying Triceratops. That'd be crazy, but it's kind of like pushing in the reverse direction of the crowd. I assume is streaming out of the village. And looking for anyone with authority. So probably trying to find one of the guards at the gate.
One of the guards sort of just walks to you. It's a large simian creature, about human height. They plant their staff and go, "Halt! What are you doing here?"
I just got assigned to meet up with a group here. I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to find them. I was told they're already inside the village. I'm from he fishes under his necklace. I'm from the Alliance of Heaven. I assumed we'd been allowed to enter.
You shinobi. You and your war.
So there are others here? Or have they left? He probably gets knocked. I don't know what's going on.
You shinobi dropped some kind of... Just look, this poison. Do you know what you guys have done in this war?
No, I really don't know what's going on, okay? Can you just please point me to anyone else from my coalition or alliance or whatever?
There are some people who are assisting in the evacuations. You can find them in the medical tent. But after this, I want to see shinobi from any side of this war until the war's over.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I gotta, and you'll push. Thank you. Keeps trying to stream through the crowd towards the tent. Imagine he'll pull through after probably everyone started beginning to work on their patience. Sorry, he's like checking headbands and stuff. Hello. What's going on? He probably heads up to Mari first, or excuse me. I don't know what's happening. Could you please tell me what's going on? Mari, there you go.
Sorry. We need to help get the people out of here, or
You said there was a
Sorry.
bomb or something? No.
poison gas.
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. I'll get set up, and it's not just you, right? It's not just the two of us, or others.
There's more. They're in a tent helping people.
Okay. So it's just the two of us going in there again, or he's starting to look genuinely like very concerned.
I don't know. I just went to work as soon as I heard what happened.
Okay. I'll check in with the people in the tent then. Okay. And they'll start moving inward.
You walk into you walk into that scene, and a guard pops in, actually comes in right behind you, and just shouts for all four of you. Shinobi! In fact, Tsubaki, I think when you take a look up, you recognize this person. It's the guardian of the village.
I think that Tsubaki does their level best to keep working and also give as respectful a acknowledgement of the guardian's presence as they can give while doing triage.
They look around. They give you, Tsubaki, a respectful nod, and Akihiro, they sort of, okay, just like slightly less respectful but still uninclined, as they turn towards the four of you and just motion.
Yeah, this
Your
is
assistance is needed.
Tsubaki will nod, acknowledge that, and pass off their work to the nearest available medical nin. And as that's happening, they keep saying, keep in mind, this is not poison gas. This affects people's chakra. Has anybody found the tea shop owner? And follows goes over to the guardian.
Question: does Tsubaki wear their headband anywhere on their body? Or
I don't know if we've ever decided that the Reapers carry headbands. Because they're fully nomadic.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's stuff that Tsubaki is wearing that would identify them as a medic and also affiliated with Coalition operations.
So yeah, if Akihito is also heading over as well, I think Ryuboku's gonna like stop over. Isn't that person from the Coalition of Steel? Aren't they the ones who like? Should we be working with her? Is that legal?
I unmute my mic to talk. It's too complicated to get into right now, but I have some history with them, and good people. They're helping behind this. We just don't know. And he's much more hesitant to leave. Kind of like taking medical supplies from Suki as she's bringing them over and trying to help. But yeah, he will eventually follow after. For now, I'd rather make more allies than enemies.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Just okay. And he'll follow over after with.
The Guardian takes you towards what looks like a circle of... They're various summons, but they all look, in fact, they all look venerable, and they all exude a sort of aura of power. And before they reach the circle, they stop and look pointedly at you, Ryuboku. You will leave your disagreements here at the gates. There will be no fighting, because fighting is what resulted in this. Understood?
I don't want to fight anybody. I was just asking.
Shinobi, and he will just the sages of the forest. They're doing their best to evacuate as many of the... They've already evacuated all the children by reverse summoning them, but they can't hold the dimensional portals open that long. And there are still many people in this village who have not made it out. I've marked some places on the map, and he'll roll out a scroll with the city map. Looks like we've been having some difficulties here. The amphitheater, it's gotten flooded. The market district has been crushed. The entirety of the historical district has been covered in webs from when the spiders fled in panic. My guardsmen and I are doing our best to evacuate civilians. And he looks up, and you can see as large birds of prey, look like hawks, eagles, ospreys, they're trying desperately to blow away this mist. But it seems like it's doing nothing, even with great gusts of wind going through. But as you can see, it's not doing much. I am doing my best, and from this, Tsubaki, you can see that the Guardian has also definitely been poisoned, but for whatever reason, he's still standing. But... and you hear a very loud roar off in the distance. A very familiar roar. One filled with malevolence. I have things I need to take care of as well. If you can bring as many people as you can back to these safe areas, medical tents. There should be some near every entrance and exit of the village.
Do you know if the Lion Clan was able to evacuate Guardian?
And he will turn towards the circle of sages where you see a venerable, ancient sort of... It's a savanna lion? A lioness, actually. Gray-furred. She lifts her head. Our cubs have escaped. And that's all that matters. The rest of us are assisting in the evacuations. Well, those that can. Why do you ask, Shinobi?
There's someone I was looking for. I think they were headed to speak with your elders. And Inazuma.
And Inazuma, you say? The new cub. I believe one of our matriarchs has taken him under her wing. The deep dimensions of this forest are fine, but this village...
And Tsubaki will give like a very, very deep bow. Thank you. That puts my mind at ease.
Was quite the... From what I hear, they were quite the spunky little brat.
That sounds like Musuke. And that's not the person's real name, but it is a nickname that would mean something along the lines of useless.
Well, certainly. And the lioness will go back and concentrate in the circle that she's sitting in. So, sorry if somebody wanted to say something. Okay. At this point, you have a few options. You can continue moving through the village to rescue folks, or we can take a short break here. It's only been like 20 minutes, but I promise to take short breaks.
I'm good to keep pushing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then. There are several areas where that's been pointed out on the map. The amphitheater has been flooded. The trading and the market areas and the warehouses, the historical district in its entirety. It looks, in fact, Mari, as you take a look, you actually remember some of these places as areas that you've been to before, specifically the blacksmiths district, as well as the painter's house. Any assistance will be appreciated, Shinobi. But know this, and tell this to your superiors when you're done. Neither the Alliance nor the Coalition will be welcome back in this village until your war has completed. Until you are no longer in a pointless conflict.
get going, right? Right?
Time is of the essence here.
Yeah, he'll be slipping off the big carrying case and setting it down and gets the door open and starts connecting chakra strings. I just need a moment. Where should we head first?
Well, if we would be greatly appreciative if you could head towards the amphitheater. It's been flooded, or you could head towards the docks. I've heard chatter has been said that there's besides the crush of the mob, the various warehouses have collapsed, and there are still people trapped inside.
Very
I
well.
think we should use the flooded area first so that nobody drowns.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. That's great. And yeah, the large triceratops, structure is slowly just unfolding and connecting itself, Iron Giant style, till it's just at full length. And Reebok was just going to jump up on top of it. I can carry maybe another person if we want to get there quicker. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I can grab it.
Tsubaki will just do a ninja thing and run really fast.
Alright. So the four of you are heading off towards the amphitheater then?
Yeah.
Okay. The four of you arrive, and I think Tsubaki, you've been here before, so you, instead of this, before this large shining area, just this ring that used to be where the glass lights used to hold, used to be sort of like, it looked like dimensional portals to to seawater, or the river, where the various aquatic animals could have watched the shows, and the large lights up atop the windows, but not anymore. The seats have all been flooded. The windows have been cracked open. You can see on the stage there's it looks like a large aquatic creature, probably some kind of dolphin or something, has been trapped beneath one of the fallen branches from which various avian summons could have perched. Some of the seats look like they've been they're completely underwater. You don't know if there's anybody left still underneath there.
Is anybody a particularly good swimmer?
No.
I'll take care of it. And Tsubaki will start diving, I guess.
Alright. Tsubaki, as you dive into the water, you see what looks like there's rubble strewn all on the floor, but trapped beneath, near where, like, sort of like the pit orchestra, if there was a, and amidst abandoned instruments, what looks like there's definitely some corpses down there. You're not sure if there's anyone still alive, but the groundwater nearest towards the area by the stage is dark from blood and other things. You think you might have saw some movement?
Head for it.
And trapped beneath what looks like looks like one of the chairs, the carved stone chairs, has trapped what looks like some kind of sea snake beneath. You're not sure how they're still alive, to be honest. But
they're amphibious?
Partially amphibious.
Okay.
But you don't think that they're definitely trapped, and they look a little bit injured.
If they're conscious, what Tsubaki will do is try to like them breath as easily as or as effectively as they can, and then take a stab at moving the rubble.
Okay. So you're gonna try moving the rubble, right? Could you roll me something that you think to get that moved? You can use a jutsu, or you can use strength. Do a strength check, but.
Oh boy. Can I get advantage on a strength check using my shadow spear to like make a lever?
So
I don't have a good strength score.
So okay. So you're going to.
Basically wedge the end of my spear underneath the spot in the rubble where I think I can get the best leverage, and then push down on it.
All right. Sure. Go for it.
Okay. So. Hey. That's one. It's to 10.
That's not gonna.
Not enough.
You try to lever this. It's a lot heavier than you were expecting. You wonder if it was some kind of porous rock that just like absorbed the water and just got heavier as you try to lever it off. And
Tsubaki will give the rest as much of additional air as they can give to the snake, and then swim to the surface to call for help. Gotcha.
With that horrible roll, I'm going to okay. So as you swim up, you feel it in the water before it happens, but more of the unstable seating sort of floats out towards you and actually just like collide. You end up colliding with a bit. If you could please take 1d8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Akihiro, Ryuboku.
This is the Tsubaki's breaking out of the water and asking for help. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Okay. And he's gonna take Triceratops over the edge and just. How heavy is it? Does he need to be smashed, or can I try lifting it up? I'm sorry, asking too many questions. And Triceratops will just jump and start sinking in, like a platform. Very lifelike. Oh. No, this is gonna be terrible for the mechanisms. Okay. It doesn't need to breathe. And so it's just gonna go down there. And it's a big, chonky fella. And so, remind me again, is like a pillar has fallen on this?
So it looks like what looks like a really heavy stone chair.
Okay.
But like it's There's a couple around there. You can see like various instruments. In fact, taking a closer look, you can see that like it looks like it's a little bit wedged, especially because there's so many different, broken chairs and.
Okay, so with the heavy stone, Triceratops is going to put the central horn under, and try and act like just winch it up.
Okay.
As like up on the surface, you can see Ryuboku is like basically hauling this in. He's gotten all of his chakra strings basically down to one point to try and aid this process. And yeah, you want me to just I'll just make a strength check.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna do it in roll 20 to see if it likes me today. But otherwise, we're grabbing the dice. 20, dirty.
Dirty 20. All right. You lever this with the horn, and it very easily sort of like pops off the off the floor. You can feel like sort of like a weird sort of like suction. Well, maybe you don't feel it because you're outside. But underneath the water is like a little bit of suction as the chair had actually managed to sink in to the floor a little bit, which was why Tsubaki was unable to successfully lever it out, because it was actually anchored a little bit into the floor, and it pops out. The amphibious snake is still, well, it's still lying there, but it looks like it's still alive.
I have healing hands jutsu.
Nice.
I'm gonna say, oh, you can make it an unwilling target. And for those Voji fans who remember, Triceratops is gonna like dump the head, and it's gonna open its mouth. And because I have a ninjutsu channeler as part of my build, Triceratops is gonna open its mouth, and two like wooden hands are inside, and they're gonna do some hand signs and extend to deliver some healing.
Nice.
So that's going to be D10 plus 4 healing. Though beyond that, no, it's not gonna be much beyond that. It's just gonna be wound closure. So 14 health. Damn. I need these rolls elsewhere.
You don't see this, but the snake sort of like perks up a little bit as you heal it. In fact, you can feel like little, maybe or maybe not. Actually, tell me, do you feel it like what you're healing when you're using healing hands?
It's basically like simulating wound closure. I'm going to assume, especially because I'm basically using a proxy now, like it requires some form of sensory like input from me. I just use it from the puppet's like targeting origin. But I'd say like if he's getting like chakra feedback of any kind, then that could be something that would be like a muted translation.
Yeah, you get like a muted, I guess, like feeling of like surprise and then gratitude, and sort of like a small echo of what their bones were. Like you can feel it, like it, probably that their spine might have been partially crushed, which is why they hadn't left earlier. And within a few minutes, this snake sort of just slithers its way out of the ruined, basically the lake that the amphitheater has turned into. And you're the ones who rescued me. Oh. Reaper, bowing to you, Tsubaki, and a little dip to you, Akito. Your friend was here seeing the play once. Was little firecracker.
Hmm.
Thank you for your assistance. And
Stay safe. Move quickly.
yes, thank you.
Get out of here. That was. And he's still trying to move Triceratops up because he's got to like march him around.
And she will look over towards you and just, oh my, if only you had arrived sooner. And then she looks towards where on the stage, the beach dolphin has long since ceased its struggles.
I'm real sorry.
No,
And
you have done what you could. She turns back to you, Tsubaki. Remember me to the little firecracker. And she slithers away off.
You will be glad you're all right.
eventually pulling Triceratops out. Is there anyone else we need to get here?
Does anybody want to do a check to see if they can just detect any more life presences?
I'd be happy to make a check, yeah.
I feel like Akihito is like in the best position to have been doing that.
Yeah, he would have been while everybody was checking, see if we can sniff anybody out.
Akihito, if you could roll me some kind of perception or with smell or whatever you'd like to use. Mari, if you'd also like to use your Yamanaka like ability to see if you can detect any mind presences.
Yes.
I would just like it known generally that Tsubaki does have passive perception of 19, but that does not necessarily help in situations where they can't fully assess the space.
Okay.
That second hit is a 12, apparently.
Oof.
What do I roll?
I believe you have an ability as a Yamanaka. Let me double check. Maybe you don't. Never mind. So I'll take a perception roll from you as well, or a tracker control check if you want. But yeah.
Sorry, I forgot about the Inazuka thing, so I get to add half my levels. So it's actually a 16, just slightly better.
Slightly better.
Slightly much better.
Slightly a lot better. But with the 16, you and Suki scramble your way around through the amphitheater. And you try desperately to you follow the sense to where you see there are and in fact you thought you saw a life sign. It was looks like some an adult eagle that had been pinned beneath a falling tree branch where it looks like a bunch of the avians had managed to escape the amphitheater through the ceiling lights. But you take a look at their wounds, and they're covered in glass.
But they're trapped under the... Oh, it's too late. Could I check to see if they're
You can
still
double
a
check.
fighting chance?
But like I will tell you, like as a medic, I will tell you the pool of blood underneath them tells you they're probably already bled out.
I think for this first check at least, I'm gonna roll it just for funsies.
Sure, go ahead.
I think he's still in that mode where like I can still save everyone. It's not too late. So that's an 18 for medicine.
Ooh, okay. With an 18, you desperately hope, but you're like that little voice in the back of your head is telling you that's too much blood. It's too much blood. That's you actually see that and you, especially because you're like, all right, it's a bird, right? It's not a human. There's maybe their anatomy's different, right? Like maybe it's not going to, but there's no pulse. They're not breathing.
For a second, he just kind of like grips that tree branch he pulled off him, like white knuckling it a bit, and then just tosses it away from them, obviously, not back on top of them. Just frustratedly. No, I think we've done all we can here.
Nick looks over. Oh, okay. Okay. So, where next? The market or the historical district? I think they mentioned blacksmith.
Warehouses.
Warehouse. Okay, yeah, great.
Yes. If the buildings have collapsed, Suki and I can sniff those out, and it seems like your companion can help clear the rubble.
It's my puppet. It's a tool. I was driving personality to it. Sorry.
Soldier, what is your aversion to corpses?
Corpses? No, I just really don't like blood.
It's too tricky to solve on short notice. Let's
Yeah.
get moving.
It's fine.
Well, we'll give you some tips and tricks later.
Oh, I don't. It's okay. Keep going. This is a really nice theater.
It was.
Akihito will pointedly like wipe the blood off his hands on like the back of his pants, so you doesn't have to keep seeing that.
And yeah, he'll jump up with top Triceratops. Wait, we should just keep moving. Oh.
Just went to the warehouses.
Okay. There's the before you guys leave, and Janie, Mari, what did you roll?
A 1.
Oof. Okay. Well, with the 1, you tried to reach out with like expand your senses, but there's just so much chaos in here. There's just this oppressive feeling of despair and malevolence. It feels very familiar, but like you remember this, you just encountered this kind of feeling, and it's sinking all around you. You cannot concentrate on any sort of life sign right now. But before the 4 of you move on, I'd like all of you to roll me a Constitution save, please.
Really hope 16's good enough again.
21.
You wait. Gotta check. I don't think my puppet has to make it, right?
Nope, your puppet does not have to make it, just you.
Oh, that's good. Alright. Well, points are pretty good to me. Let's hope that keeps up.
11.
Hey!
Dang, okay.
So 14. My perception.
Alright, Akihito and Mari, the 2 of you fail this check.
What was I rolling again?
Constitution.
Constitution.
Oh, that's even less. Oh, I have +5 to Constitution.
You do have a +5 to Constitution. So what was it?
That's 16.
16. Alright, you still fail the check. So,
Okay.
the 2 of you, I'd like the 2 of you to take 11 damage, poison damage, while Tsubaki and Riboku, you will take half that 5 damage, as you are currently still breathing in poison gas.
I think as they're moving over to the warehouse, Tsubaki is walking, or I guess hustling alongside Akihiko. Do you know which side set this off?
No, I have no idea. We were investigating something similar when this happened.
Something similar?
There was a cave outside of town where some attacks have been happening. Maori and I went inside. It was filled with a similar poison.
It's not poison. It's chakra. I've been studying it. There were documents I found, old ones, and I managed to find a corpse that had been infected by it. I've developed a way to treat it.
Well, obviously give Akihito pause, because it seemed, or at least felt similar at first. From like what we found in that cave, did those research notes make it seem similar to this, or are they completely different?
So, based on the research notes, you actually think it's a mix. So you know from the research notes that they were experimenting with the ice lily, but they were also experimenting with some kind of strange malevolent chakra, and what you were able to glean off of the notes was that they were doing some sort of something to combine it to make the poison deadlier.
Can I hear the?
I don't think Tsubaki would be being quiet, so if you're generally interested in the conversation rather than looking around for people to help, then sure, I don't see why not.
I want to show you the ice lily point. The
White water lily.
The water.
It's a little hotter than ice.
Size. We at the beginning of the session we got a vial of the synthesized treatment.
Yes, it's the ice lily is a sort of like a panacea, right? There's a phial of ice lily panacea, which is an antidote to pretty much almost every known poison in existence. It might not cure every poison, but it'll at the very least mitigate the damage to make it non-fatal if you can administer it in time. But it's an incredibly rare plant and an incredibly rare. It's very difficult to synthesize. So you have what's slightly watered down because it's not. This was a rush job, but you do have a phial. You had already used your previous 4 doses, but you now have another phial of watered down.
Yeah, I wanted to know if it. Look at the character names. I'm sorry, I can't remember the character names.
Oh, you want to know if I can synthesize it? Yeah. GM, how would I know the practice to convert the herb into like the stronger, more potent version?
So you don't know the exact process of turning an ice lily into panacea. It's an incredibly closely guarded secret in the Water Nation. But you think you think with your medical skill you could probably do something to, if not increase its potency, at least make it last a little longer for the group. Or you could even maybe, like with some time to experiment, you think you could probably create a counter to this chakra-infused poison in the air. But you don't know if you have enough time to do that.
That's an ice lily substrate, isn't it?
Yes.
There's not enough time to make a cure, as far as I know. But I might be able to make that stretch a little bit longer if we need it.
Okay.
And if you've already been researching whatever is causing this, this might help. And he'll pull out the research book that we found in there that like was kind of detailing all of this mixing. I'm not the best when it comes to this sort of medical knowledge, and it sounds like you have a far greater head start on it than I do, so it sounds more useful in your hands.
As far as and Tsubaki will take the book and say, as far as I know, we didn't do this. I've been keeping the existence of this chakra a closely guarded secret. I would recommend you do the same. Otherwise, we could see this repeated many times over.
I know we don't have the closest relationship, Tsubaki, but I trust you. I don't think either side is behind this. There's a third party somewhere in the middle of all this, likely whoever did that research.
Be very interested to see this cave that you spoke of. When our work here is done.
He'll nod and start to like pick up the pace again. Unless anybody else obviously wants to talk.
Alright. The four of you find yourselves over by the dockyards where Mai's trading company was. You can see there's as you pass by what used to be food stalls, there's crush damage. You can see some of the places but most of the folks have left. But you can see, in fact, Tsubaki, you'd be the one who'd recognize this. It's the lizard who had served spicy food to your friend Tanikita. And their corpses still by their cooking utensils in their stall.
Whatever the briefest, show of respect for the dead that Tsubaki can make and still keep moving, that's what they do.
In this air that used to be full of the laughter of the children that would tease Kuro as he walked through the village, or chase after you, Mari, for begging for candies, you guys arrive at what is Mai's warehouse, but the large structure has collapsed. You can see that the large front doors have it's been blocked by what looks like shelves that have fallen over. You can hear what sounds like a very familiar voice for you, Mari. Just, hello? Anyone help, please?
Mari's going to rush towards that.
It's the voice is behind the warehouse, and it's like, please, I'm trapped.
Did she go behind there?
You can try to. The warehouse, the front doors are blocked.
So she would have.
You can hear the voice behind it. It's far off. You're not sure where exactly in the warehouse it is. It's a little echoey, but
Watch out. And Ryoboku is going to move up, and he's going to I'm gonna try and make an argument for this. He's going to do a mud wave.
Okay.
In a straight line with the hopes of softening the earth enough that it removes some rubble out of the way before it gets to the voice. Just like softening the earth, maybe, or otherwise I'm fine to just try to have Triceratops start trying to plow through this. I do have Rock Tank as well as a jutsu I can use.
So I will allow jutsu use, but if you fail, you're gonna have consequences.
So, in this case, it's well, I guess it's a melee rule there. Yeah. If there's something else that anyone wants to do, all I'm thinking is we have a big Triceratops.
I can help. I can help you do good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with Triceratops just trying to. It has Iron Fortress build and a Chakra Shield, so I can imagine, he can basically expand and act like a plow with spikes, which is awesome. Mass transit, take notes. And just start trying to pull and heave things out of the way, like a plow.
Does the move count as an attack roll?
I'd probably be making an attack roll, I guess, in that case, if you want to rule it for anything.
Yeah. Well, if you want to go ahead and roll me that.
Sure.
Is there a way to make a quick check to see and make sure this, how do I word this? The building isn't at threat of, falling down the second we move the doors out of the way?
Yes, please make that check. Also, with a 27...
Natural 20.
Damn, with a nat 20. Okay, that's really good, actually.
Well,
so, but
I'd still like to.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that. I will take any sort of intelligence check if you want, or wisdom to check to see if that's not going to collapse on you as soon as he starts.
I will roll for OSHA violations.
I would like to Kurugan and just peep into the future to see if something bad will happen.
Would you count insight?
I'll take insight.
For this? Alright, then 25.
Yeah, okay, you guys are good. So you were originally really worried about alright, what about the foundations? How is this going to work? It looks like what could have collapsed, so for example, all the support columns has already, in fact, support columns look like they're okay, right? In fact, as far as you can tell from what you can look at, the building itself is pretty much fine, but the insides are all the shelves that have been have effectively collapsed and fallen over, and they're pretty heavy shelves. So that's really what you're trying to move. Ryuboku, when you basically dig in and remove the shelves, the only thing that you really need to worry about is not accidentally hitting somebody who's buried underneath these heavy crates, spilled food and other stuffs, right? But with the 27, you were able to very easily clear the front of the warehouse. Tsubaki, you with your Kurugan, you see sort of this, just 5 seconds, you can see that nothing, that there's you watch as a little bit ahead, the front is cleared, and but nothing bad happens as far as you can tell. It's just there's a little avalanche of just mounds of food all over the place. It's going to be a little difficult to see if you can to find Mai. with just shelves inside, like all strewn over, and food, crates, boxes, all over the place.
Yes. Once the puppet is out of the way, Suki and I can take over searching the rubble.
Alright. Then, Akihito, I'd like you to roll me something for a search, and Mari, if you'd like, you can go ahead and see if you can't find, Mai. You hear, like, a faint voice in the back as soon as the rubble gets moved away. Hello? Is somebody there? Can you dig me out, please?
Mari will call out. Is it yes, I'm here? And what do I add to for search? Perception?
Yeah, you can use perception or insight. I will allow either, but I will I will generally take perception over it.
So 19.
19 is pretty good. And then Akito, if you would also like to roll, but
Yeah, dirty 20.
Dirty 20, damn. All right, so the two of you can see. You almost didn't notice because it blended in a bit, like, pretty well, with the bright red color of the fallen apples. But there's the crimson fabric, and Mari recognize it of the beautiful pattern of Mai's kimono sort of sticking out, and an arm sort of out from under just like a large crate of apples. It looks like the Mai has fallen under what looks like a couple stacks of various crates. And there's a shelving unit sort of like back behind her. You can probably dig her out, or you can try, but she in sort of like her head is like basically like just barely out enough that you can see that she has room to breathe, but you don't know how long that's going to last.
Mari's want to try to dig her out.
Alright. You wanna roll me something for that? If anybody wants to provide assistance...
Yeah, Suki and I are helping.
Okay, then I will give you an advantage on that roll, because Mai's pretty buried underneath that. In fact, Mari, you can see what probably saved Mai from just getting crushed immediately is a crate of your favorite candies, of which those bright little gems are spilled out.
What do I add to that roll?
You are rolling some kind of strength for me, so you can add well, you're not adding anything. So, but wait,
18.
you're actually, yeah, so okay. And you got an 18?
Yes. I didn't add anything to it.
Ooh, damn, 18's pretty good. Okay. So you reach in and you dig out from the various apples. First you pull out a hand, then an arm, then a shoulder. There's things scattering all over the place as they move. And then finally Mai's head comes out. Oh, it's you. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna die here.
Does she look injured?
I mean, she was kind of crushed a little bit, so,
Okay.
but like she's bruised, but she doesn't look like she's like beyond some difficulty breathing. You think she might have breathed in a little bit of that poison gas. She looks like beyond like, you know, very pale and definitely bruised all over the place. Mostly fine, but that can change pretty fast, especially in the atmosphere that is currently filling this warehouse.
Molly, we have to get you to the medical tent for evacuation right away.
Evacuate?
You are not staying here.
This is my business. This is my home. You're telling me to...
You don't have anything if you stay.
You'll be able to return, but this is not a safe place right now.
Breathe here too long and it's over for you. Go.
Fine. She gets up, dusts herself off a little bit, a little weakly. But she, like, walks with a sort of, like, stiff regalness, but very slow, kind of, like, gingerly from her wounds. To help yourself to the candies, I guess. Just...
Do you need me to assist you out to the tent?
She sort of, like, gives, like, a little bit of, like, a... No, go do your jobs. Go save who you can. The rest of my employees managed to make it out just fine. The place I sent you to check. Were you able to find? No. Tell me later. And she moves to very stiffly leave.
Curiosity will grab at Tsubaki. Do you mean Sei?
Sei. No, not Sei. I don't know anybody named Sei, but there was a... I asked these two should know. I sent these two out just today to go. What are you doing back here? I thought you were checking out what was wrong with the route. Oh, well, this is more important.
I'm out of character. This is what we came across when we were checking it out, correct?
Yeah, this was what you came across when you went to go check out the route.
So Mario will say, "This is what was wrong with the route."
Of course it was. Thank you for bringing me the news.
We're going to go try to help more people.
All I can do is wish you luck then. She'll fold her arms into her sleeves and leave.
How do you know Sensei?
Sei Sensei?
I mean, not really officially, but he was in charge of me once or twice. But I thought he was on our side?
Not sure he's on anybody's side these days.
I mean, I haven't seen him around, but...
I don't think it matters.
I came across him in the woods. There's something eating him. The same kind of thing that this poison is made out of.
Is he like the blobs?
No, he's more or less himself. Blobs?
They're not blobs. It's what happens after. Well, I think it's what happens after the from the experiment and from whatever this is.
Hmm. He was very much in human form.
That's good, I guess. Not Bobby. Okay.
I think he's in an incredible amount of pain.
Oh, God. Okay. Just wanted to ask. All right. Let's get out of here, right?
Yeah.
Market district? Maybe. Across the river.
Let us make haste.
Before you leave, and before we head to break, I'd like the four of you once again to roll me some Constitution.
The 15. I don't think that's gonna cut it this time.
26.
Had it last time. 21.
15.
15. Alright, Tsubaki and Mari, you two both fail, so the two of you will be taking 17 damage each. And the other two of you will be taking 8 damage. The mist is thickening.
Down to 17.
I can slice out some healing in a second. I don't know why I said it like that, but
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Don't worry, buddy. I'll perform surgery on you.
Hope you don't like anesthetics.
Alright. So as the four of you cross the river, cross the bridge, you see it looks, despite the thickening of this fog, it looks shiny almost. You take another look. All these buildings are covered in what looks like very thick spider webs. In fact, you think some of your paths might be blocked from it. I think that is a good time for us to head to break. Guys, don't touch that dial. Thank you for sticking around. We're gonna be back with some more rescues. Hopefully, we'll see. You guys have been making some really good time on your rescues, so we'll see how that goes. We'll be back. Bye. Or as soon as our stream manager can let us out, I will.
We'll wave
We will
until.
wave. Bye. And I will. Beep beep. Beep. Or maybe we don't head to break. Are we breaking? It's I will if that assuming we are not going to break then, because I don't know if we are. Okay. That's okay. Our wonderful stream manager is a little bit ill today, so if they may or may not be still be taking resting up. Okay. We are heading to break now, so we can beep beep.
Beep beep.
Hello, and thank you for sticking around with us. It's been, well, our players from both sides have come to the village of Bhutan, and it's full of this poison gas that has been causing many of the inhabitants of the village to die, and they're currently in the midst of rescuing those who are still trapped within the various buildings. As the four of you make your way across the bridge, you see what remains of, well, some of the various freshwater summons, almost like dead goldfish, they're just floating belly up as they pass down the stream beneath you. But there's nothing you can do for them. So as you travel across the bridge, you see in the market district covered in spider webs, thin gossamer strings that are sparkling in this fog, just dripping with almost like condensed, almost like this fog has some sort of substance to it. But you feel heat, some kind of a glow, and as you turn to look, well, a building familiar to you, Mari, is on fire. The blacksmith's building, with the one that had those incredibly expensive but almost priceless wares.
Marty's going to run towards that building.
You can hear what sounds like a clatter. The storefront has been... well, no one's paying attention to anything. The gleam of just these weapons are immaculate. Whatever... and as you can see, the building itself is there's a huge plume of smoke starting to come up. But the building itself is... through the glass panes, you can see it's filling up with smoke. And over by the forge, where the forge hearth is, you can just see this massive, billowing flame.
Can I see anyone in there?
You can see two silhouettes. A tall, or at least someone large, crouched next to somebody else who's on the ground. Shaking this person.
Am I able to run in to try to help them out?
Sure. You can, as you open the door, you hear the bells chime, and the silhouette of the larger one just, stop! The roof's unstable.
Came to try to help you get out.
Everything's on fire. Just... if you can... and between you and him and the person that they are, you recognize as you recognize them as Kotetsu and Koji. They're separated between you by what looks like a collapsed wooden beam that's currently on fire. I don't know if we can make it out. Kotetsu's old man's kind of broken his legs. And all the smoke or whatever the hell's in the air's...
It's some kind of poison chakra. I'm going to try to get you out of here. Going to try to call out if they could help her get the people out her group can help her get the people out the building.
I think Tsubaki is.
I have an idea.
Oh.
Maybe kind of dumb.
Okay.
So, like, what kind of flooring is the blacksmith shop?
So the flooring looks to be some kind of hewn, like very smoothly polished stone. You imagine that like so while the storefront, right, is definitely some kind of like it's paneled in like this very nicely polished like wood, and probably underneath it's got some stone because it's right next to a freaking blacksmith's forge. And you can see further in where the two men are trapped, that area is actually mostly stone, but the roof is on fire. That's probably what's causing all of the and the collapse of that roof is probably what's causing the all of the smoke to just sort of like billow up, as well as causing most of the damage here. The roof is really where like, all of the fire is. But the wood paneling in the storefront, if that catches fire, you imagine, well, it might be slightly resistant, but at some point, that's also gonna go up.
So, here's the dumb idea. Based solely on the name of the jutsu, if I use tunneling Fang over Fang, could I somehow get underneath the store and go through the floor to give them a tunnel out? And that way, if this place collapses, we're not trapped inside, we have a tunnel out.
Tunnel Fang over Fang. You think you can get it through the stone?
I can try.
Sorry, secondary thing, just the windows, you said they're still intact?
The windows are definitely still intact.
Okay, and is there there's no indication, it's kind of sounds silly when I say it out loud, but these aren't load-bearing windows, right?
They're not load-bearing windows,
Okay.
but you want to roll me
Can't bear
some...
load on a window.
Okay.
I know
Well,
exactly.
okay, if you... I'm gonna... I won't say anything. Never mind.
I'm just going to, like, as soon as Mari goes to move in, and the fear of backlast is gone, I'm just gonna have Triceratops and Rebogo himself will go and start trying to smash the windows to get that smoke leaving through another area, just to like give more ventilation.
You want to roll me some kind of strength? Because
I'd make an attack with a kunai just to try and.
Yeah, good. I mean, you can go ahead if you want.
I'm not gonna have the whole Stegosaurus ram the building. I try to set it up.
Yeah, no. Go. I was gonna say, I'm like.
Yeah, no. I'll just make an attack myself here. I think I got a +6. 18.
18. So you throw your kunai, or you try to break in this window. Your kunai doesn't make a dent.
You can make this glass. A blacksmith?
You want? You're literally in a blacksmith shop and you're asking this. Does
That's
anybody want
Vermin
to?
asking that.
Yeah. You want to take a closer look at the glass, but.
Nope. If you're not convinced that the tunnel's going to work, Tsubaki can just stride in. Kudogan, I think, is still active.
Yeah.
And she will literally just be there, kind of like watching. She will just stride into the building, kind of like knowing when and where things are going to collapse, and walk over to them with like quiet confidence, staying low to avoid the worst of the smoke. Set the blacksmith's legs if she has time, and then guide them out, moving with them.
Nice.
That's the plan. Feel free to throw any wrinkles you'd like at that.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll this little chance thing. Ooh, okay. So you are walking through, and you're, Kurugan, like you. If anybody else wants to if you want to roll me that fang over fang, because I will allow you to try it, if you want to do it.
It is
But-
just. Sorry, I'm just muttering to myself.
It's like, if you want to try it, I will allow it. But like, depending on how well you do, it's either gonna work or there's going to be complications.
Question: do you want me to roll advantage or twice because Suki is a part of it?
I'll allow you to roll advantage.
Okay.
This is going to be a little bit more difficult though, because you are trying to dig through stone.
Why is math hard when I'm stressed? 23.
23. Okay, 23 is. So you dig through the stone, fang over fang. The two of you just sort of heading through, and you reach towards where the granite wall is. And you were wondering if there was going to be any sort of like, trembling or whatever. You don't manage to make it through the floor. But whatever there's sort of like a small quake, and you're like almost a little worried that there's going to. In fact, Tsubaki, you for a second you almost see that the ground beneath you collapses, but it doesn't. So while you weren't able to like punch through the floor, you didn't, like, nothing's collapsed. The difficulty value is pretty high on this one, so.
You tell me punching through solid stone's hard? Nah.
You honestly, if you hadn't tried to punch through like literally the blacksmith's floor, right? Like if you had tried to go through the storefront. Actually, if you had tried to go through the storefront, that would have been like, yeah, you would have had no problem. But the area where the forge is, you can actually feel like hot metal.
Yeah.
Like there's like molten, like there's like it's getting really hot where you are right now.
So Tsubaki is going to like hurriedly scoot in and try to sit down next to the blacksmith's legs.
Okay.
So, should I make a medical check to set the legs well enough to walk on, or does my healing set the legs for me?
But you roll me a medical check and see how well you do. And then if you don't do well, you can roll the ninjutsu and see if it's if that will be high enough to set the legs.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably set the leg with like like a splint or something, but like if you want to use like medical ninjutsu, you should be. We'll see what it goes. 22. Okay, yeah, there's no issue. You set it pretty easily. There's like some small complication because it looks like there's like the shorter man who is on the ground and currently coughing a lot, has what looks like it looked like they had dropped some hot metal like right on their legs. So there's like severe burns all over them. And they had whatever they were carrying was very heavy. You almost thought that like the anvil had fallen off, but the anvil's still, sitting on its bench. It's just going up really high. It's pretty hot. But you set the legs pretty easily. It's just there's like, there's burned. It is really burned. It's gonna be very painful for this old man to move.
In that case, I will just do healing hands to get the legs. Man's got to be able to get out under his own power for my plan to work. So yeah, I'll spend the chakra to do that, and I roll 1d10, I think.
The taller boy looks at you and is just, thank you so much. It's just, thank you.
Jutsu modifier plus wisdom modifier. Hell yeah. Tsubaki kind of hardly looks at them and just says, you need to move quickly, and you need to move to the nearest exit that isn't completely blocked. Their hands just like pass over the legs and like ground on either side, and the flesh knits back together. Not completely, probably, because that sounds like pretty nasty burn, but like much better than it was. And Tsubaki will help them up and then walk with them out of the building.
You notice that the taller boy has it's got some kind of like soot markings over their arms, probably where they had tried to move very quickly and tried to like scrape off the molten metal from the old man's legs. But they assist you as best as they can, sort of like with their shoulders, and just you managed to dodge around the collapsing building around you. There's fire all over the place. I would like everyone who's in the building to take just a 1d8 damage from just the sheer heat of the building. Also, you're still breathing in smoke. But those of you who are outside, you're fine.
Done.
All right.
You've already hurt me.
Next, the taller boy just sort of like, all right. They took a look around. They see sort of like this. It looks like the area around you is mostly covered in webs, but they sort of hobble their way towards one of the exits over by the north, over here. It's not completely cleared, but that you think they could probably pick their way through in good time.
Would we not just, if we're at the white circle, wouldn't we just send them south if there's like a lot of webs between them and the?
You could send them south if you would like.
That seems.
They're over here and there's
equidistant. I'm gonna measure.
Also, just safer since we don't know what's in the webs.
Yeah, it's an additional 30% of walking, but I've just given one of them healing, so I think they could probably make it.
So you're sending them south?
Yeah.
All right. So they hobbled their.
That's what I would do. I don't want to speak for the whole group here.
Boop boop.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we know the relative threats are low that direction, save for the gas.
So they hobble their way down south then. And while they do so, you can feel sort of like this. You've been breathing in this mist for a good almost an hour or so, 30 minutes. 30 minutes to an hour. Just you can feel it settle into your lungs. If everyone could please roll me another Constitution check.
You don't want to.
Sorry, check or saving throw?
Saving throw. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I just want to make sure I'm doing the right modifier.
Yes, please roll the saving throw.
19.
Ooh. What'd you get?
Like that, there was a 19. 30-20.
Ooh, okay.
Sorry, I'm looking at something.
8.
Ouch.
Hey, everybody, everybody roll that again. Kurugan's active. I will use an action to give you advantage on your saving throws before it runs out. So, roll twice. Squad.
At 15.
That's a 20. That's a 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Alright. And, Ryuboku? Oh, okay. Did you roll again, Ryuboku, or?
Oh, you want me to roll? I get to roll a second time? Sorry, I totally...
You do get to roll a
Yeah,
second time.
Okay, sweet.
Kurugan is about to expire, but I can give
Okay.
y'all advantage on the saving throw.
Sorry, I looked up r/1d20 is not the subreddit I can go on anymore. 27, so even higher.
Okay, so, everyone except Mari, you can take half damage on this one.
Oh, buddy.
That's nasty.
Mari is taking a 28 on the damage roll.
Hey, you still got HP?
You said 28?
28.
Well, okay. I still have some because of the temporary HP.
But how much is a little bit?
Let's see. 30 minus 42 is 14. I have 14.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the healing hands for you now, if you don't mind. And I'll make it a channeled healing, so we'll... Well, that's good. That's... Oh god, I'm panicking, because I don't want Mari to die. She's the best of us. Okay. Okay. 33.
33. Damn.
Yeah, so I'm all the way back up.
Yeah, okay.
I don't get the extra,
Just kinda-
do I?
If you're... So, did you increase your max HP temporarily?
Yes.
Okay, so you can go up to your new temporary max HP. But the extra just gets added.
Okay. Thank you.
Giving her a little pat on the back like, dude. Fine. We'll get out of this sooner rather than later, hopefully.
I'm also gonna spend a second healing myself. Because if that last one did 28,
Yeah.
I don't like it.
No me gusta, as the kids say.
This. Okay. Hey,
Nice.
you love to see rolling a 27 on healing.
Here, Boku, how are you doing?
I don't know what that's gonna do in the future. I should probably see medical nin about that on my next checkup, but I'm okay.
You have 2 at your disposal right now to make sure you make it to that next checkup.
You guys are busy. I'm no, but seriously, he looks fine. That aid I took 14 on the successful save. So
Yeah,
doing great.
That aid.
So yeah, no, he's powering through. But I think sitting outside, he's I don't know. I'm assuming this is kind of similar to like mustard gas thing, where it's kind of getting into the clothes, so his black is kind of getting a little yellowish, just with like, or whatever color the dust is kind of settling in a little bit, like ash.
It's like this sort of. It's like a bruise color, like, you know, that deep purple of like a fresh, like, bruises when it's like, you know, like fused skin layers deep.
Okay, yeah, so it's I guess it's less than showing on his black shirt, but definitely like on his garments and stuff. He's looking at him, since y'all are coming out of the fire and sweating. He's, I know, I just think we need to move fast. I don't like this.
You're on a second look at your skin, you can see sort of like this. It's not just like that dark purplish, but you're also starting to see like little cracks of like, it's like this icy blue color, but it's like feels like it's like thrumming along where your veins are.
He starts rubbing, cleaning it off, and he's gonna have Triceratops just pull its head up and activate the chakra shield and kind of walk under it like an umbrella, assuming that might help just a little bit, at least with the immediate coloring.
Is that like vein thing happening to any of the rest of us?
The rest of you are also starting to get like sort of those same symptoms. In fact, it's much more prominent on Mari, who had almost, you know, fallen unconscious before being healed back up. You can see some of like those. It's not like the bruising like fading or anything, but you can see it as it's sort of like the pattern just like starts branching out. You think the healing sort of like pushed it back a little bit, but you can see that it's starting to show up on everyone. In fact, as you look around in the webs, there's a couple of, trapped people who had tried to escape through and had gotten stuck in the webs like like flies. And as you look longer, some of these people, they weren't injured, but they're covered in all of this. Like, you can see like those spots like spreading on their bodies.
Does it kind of look like the corpse I did an autopsy on in Downtime?
Not quite. You think it's something similar, right? Like, it's
Okay.
definitely got the same sort of like feel to it, but it's like the like, you remember the corpse, like that feeling felt like it was changing, like it was something that could adapt. Do you think this is, whatever this is, had adapted to the poison to make, and it's got like the same sort of like swirls as you remember, but the patterns don't look the same. The colors aren't quite the same, but it looks similar enough that you're like, it's adapted again. Evolved.
Does it feel like anything, like corruption or any type of thing?
Sort of. Like, there's no... If the emotion that you remember from the forest was like the taste of despair, and especially the cave, this bomb tastes like a blend of despair and regret. And also a bit like vengeance. Like a blend of, and you can see it as, now that you mentioned, like now that you're thinking about it, like a blend of that, but it's not quite the same as the Pirate Queen's like the feel of the Pirate Queen. It's just a little bit of that taste, but blended with just this utterly thick shroud of despair.
College dorm room.
Like a
Damn it.
Sorry.
The bitter taste of regrets, as well as
That regret I taste in this drink. No, sorry. Yeah, no. Ryuboku.
It tastes like regret, which tastes like Four Loko.
smells like despair, tastes like regret.
Yeah, that's Burnett's. You're welcome for the tagline. No, people are dying. Come on. You mentioned there was a large number of spiderwebs covering this area as you're moving inward. Can I make like an intelligence or trying to like general understanding to get a guesstimate, like if we were to say maybe like try and burn our way through these rather than get caught up and stuck in them?
Right?
Exactly. That's what okay. There are people stuck in the webs. All right, so don't burn it.
I mean, you're not sure if how many of them are alive, though.
Also, spider webs burn a lot more like human hair does, where it's more like flash paper. It doesn't like ignite, or at least regular. This is non shinobi spider webs, right? Just like kind of melt. They don't ignite really. So if you like take a torch to it, you can cut through it.
Well, I have.
But
that.
I don't know if that applies here.
I have that, or I could
That's like a hell of a
try
bandage.
rolling. I could have Triceratops start trying to bulldoze, literally, not like just charging in, but I could rock tank through it.
Triceratops uses rollout.
Triceratops use a rollout. If you're gonna do that, you might end up. I will tell you this: you can do that and it will clear the path. But if you do something like rollout, then you are going to end up pulling a lot of these webs, and you might cause some complications, like doors flying through the air and or smacking into people. You could try burning the webs, though. That is a viable thing you could try.
Okay.
But like both of those things you can do, but there might be complications.
So I'm going to guess that. Does anyone have anything else they immediately think they could do to get through and start making a path through webs? Because I have fire bombs, I have ice bombs, I got pepper bombs, I got chop bombs, I got all these bombs.
I don't have bombs. I just got like a hand scythe and my spooky spear. I guess I got a chakra scalpel, which
That was
would
my
probably work
idea.
just fine. Yeah, we could karate chop our way through.
I will allow this if you want to use chakra scalpel. The burning torch would have also been fine. It's just if you're gonna use a fire bomb, you're gonna once again there will be complications.
I think this town has been through enough, Ryuboku. I don't think we need to add explosions to that list.
I'm not an advocate of explosions. I leave that in the realm of others, but it's what I got. They do have battle wire that could maybe help out with.
Akihito's fine to chakra scalpel through them.
I'll just try and assist with, what's effectively like throwable and retractable garrote wire.
Super dope. I'm into that.
Battle wire. I don't know what it is. Not
It's
yeah.
Naruto's answer to nanofilament whips.
Mm-hmm. It's some Helsing unlimited stuff. But yeah.
Yeah.
Volter.
Let's kung fu fight our way through this. I know that kung fu is not ninja stuff.
Not with that attitude.
I suppose you're right.
So with your chakra scalpels, the two of you in the lead are able to effectively cut your way through the very thick webs in the historical district. There, you can see just this entire place, which used to be lively and full of, well, the various tree houses that you recall. In fact, you remember an area over here where you had once treated a patient, and around here where you had performed the last rites for an Inuzuka. And it's, well, actually, I would like to ask a question. Which direction are you going? Are you heading left or right?
My personal thinking is that we head towards that other medical tent so that anybody who isn't stuck can move.
Yeah, clear a path to safety before we start working to get others.
/ depending on how things go, drop Mari off before she chokes on poison gas.
She's okay now.
She's mostly fine now.
Almost dead is still somewhat alive.
It's back.
You guys, well, okay, so then you guys are cutting your way through. You sort of hear in the distance what sounds like, now that you're closer up north, deep in the forest, you hear just the sound of fighting. And a final deep roar before it seems the entire forest goes silent.
What was that?
If I had to guess, something that has lived in the forest for a very long time, has drawn its last. I hope the Guardian as well.
Did it sound like an animalistic, like, dying roar? Is there some way to, like, pick that out?
Look at any sort of animal you know. It sounds as if several voices had sort of like blended together as one person and just screamed in.
Was that the oh my god, I can't remember anything right now.
You're fine, but I think I know what you're talking about. And
I think we're on the same line of thinking. If that's, didn't we find out in the cave they had said they'd, like, completed something with the cursed seal? Or, like, completed an experiment? And this was supposed to be a test? Or am I misremembering that?
I was thinking it was the force field type thing that they were trying to keep up.
I think Akihito, you are a little bit more on the. But I'm not going to confirm or deny what it is that you. But that is the sound that you hear.
Real quick, did I hear when I purged the corrosive chakra from the kid? Did the nasty chakra beast that I saw make similar noises?
Similar, not like, but not quite.
Yeah. Okay. I stand by my earlier statement.
Like everything is like in the same flavor, but like different, or everything is like sort of like the same shape but different flavors of it.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
It does.
Whatever made that noise is likely to be our next problem as soon as we save who we can here.
Let's not be here then, right?
That would be for the best. Do we come across, as we kind of cut our way to the tent, do we come across anybody?
You actually come across what looks like a large brown spider that is wrapped up in a slightly different colored thread. There's like just struggling to believe. Actually, Mari, you might recognize. Well, actually, no, Mari, you would not recognize this person. They are just. Damn it! My own freaking. Why did everyone have to panic? And it's like, where's boss when you need them? They are just it like you can see like they're sort of like their legs have been like pinned. The only thing that's free is their mouth, and that's not really useful when they're and their back, which isn't really particularly useful when their mandibles can't reach anything to cut.
Hold still. And Akihito will approach and try and start cutting it down, like kind of motioning for Tsubaki to try and get the other side, so they're not like flipping over themselves.
Yeah, trying to cut the limbs so that they stay upright, and we're kind of working from one side to the other.
Did you do that? You like just sort of like see them like end up like this spider ends up like swinging like way up into the tree that they're attached to, and they're like, oh no.
Are they stuck up there now?
They're stuck up a tree. You managed to you guys managed to like cut a line and get them stuck in a tree. They're like all of the houses in this area are basically giant tree houses. And you can see that there's more spider silk basically draped over this area. Tsubaki, you recognize this place as, well, this is sort of like the entrance into what was the spider district before it's in fact, that's probably why the webbing is so thick here.
Yeah. How much of how much mobility do they have where they're stuck right now?
I mean, their legs are still kind of trapped, so.
Okay.
Try wiggling.
Is it just like one major like bundle of silk that's trapping them?
So you think they got like tangled up, right? Like it's whatever happened. They've got like one leg bent awkwardly behind there's another one like bent like behind their head, right? It's like one big bundle, as you said, right? But their legs are sticking out at really weird and awkward angles. It looks vaguely painful.
Would it be possible to like run up the side of the tree ninja style?
You are in fact allowed to run up ninja style up the tree. You also have to be careful about the sticky webs, though. But yes, you can in fact run up the style. You can in fact run up ninja style up the tree.
Okay.
I would like a chakra control check from you, though, to be able to run up without getting stuck via sticky stuff.
Cool. Will do. 24.
24 is damn good. All right, you make it up with like you think you're about to have a little bit of problem, but actually like the stickiness of the webs actually helps you a little bit. Like your chakra control is already prodigious as a medical nin, but like this is actually a little bit easier than you were expecting. You don't have to put as much effort into concentrating because you're already sticking a little bit. You just have to like finagle your way around like, okay, my foot's sticking instead of slipping. You make it up the tree with very little problem.
I'm going to begin by freeing your legs. Tell me if any of them begin to hurt during this process.
My legs already hurt, but yeah.
If it gets worse, say something. Otherwise, stay quiet. I don't want to amputate one of them.
Right.
Yeah, and then Tsubaki will, like, very calmly be like, get little spots, carefully cutting away at what they can.
Akihito is standing on the ground ready to just catch the spider when it falls.
And fall it does, with the final last snip to the last thread holding it in place. He sort of like almost floats down a little bit after with their legs spread, and then lands right on your head. Actually, Akihito. Oh, soft landing.
I thought of making that a little bit worse there for a moment. Are you better?
Ah, yes, I'm feeling much better. Yes. I, Kumogai, now looks all the way up at you, Tsubaki. Reaper. Yes, I will owe you, little missy, one favor. One favor, that's it.
Not a missy. And Tsubaki will disentangle themselves from the tree.
Oh, my apologies.
Reaper will do fine.
And Komogari was like, yes, yes. And sort of like just scuttle a little bit like nervously while also just like clicking their mandibles together. Yes. If you have ever need of some information,
Noted.
and they'll skitter off a little bit. It's like, yeah, you can hear like a soft mutters like, didn't you need to ask to part with any coin? That was an easy. That was an easy.
Imagine needing money.
They just they skitter off. They head towards what appears to be the entrance. And where you can clearly see what's another sort of like very makeshift sort of medical center. And if you wouldn't mind, I'd like the four of you to once again roll me some Constitution, please.
That's okay. This is going to be like a 20 for me.
I love your positivity. 16, if I recall, still not quite hitting what we need to hit. Unless
18?
now it... Clearly now it's getting, it's lightening up, it's clearing out, it's
You're
all...
used to it, your body's building up antibodies.
Yeah, it's like 3 rounds, and then don't worry about it. Simple biological warfare. We all know how mustard gas works. It's just like, ooh, spicy air, but then you're okay.
You take some deep breaths and you're fine.
Yeah.
Takes
Ooh,
deep
wow.
breaths. Everything's gonna be okay.
Your eyesight gets a little red, but then you stop and duck down under a box, and you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Akihiro, Mari, what'd you guys get?
16.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Alright. So Akihiro, you take half damage. Everybody else, please.
Was it like 2 damage?
Everybody else take 39.
What?
Even
39, baby.
Okay.
Yeah,
you can take 19 damage.
39.
real quick.
You guys will be okay. Probably.
This is probably gonna be fine.
Everything will be okay.
Yeah, that's the sound that Tsubaki makes.
You guys.
One
Ryuboku.
big cough.
Ryuboku is a big baby. He's absolutely going to be hacking up along and... Something's wrong! We need to get out of here.
Mari is.
If you need to go, you need to go. I can go on.
Yeah, we can't just leave you here.
Where are we going next?
How is Mari looking?
She's standing her ground, but not that great. She's at 6 out of 45.
Oh, it's 6 out of 45. Fuck, you're barely standing.
Standing my ground. Yeah, like you're fighting gravity.
Wait, do I still have my temporary HP, right?
Did you lose your temporary HP
You have
first?
the higher maximum.
You have the higher maximum, but like you've probably burned through all of the HP that
Yeah,
I
no.
gave you.
I mean, I have the higher maximum still.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just have it for like an extra like
It's
8 hours.
yeah, it's basically
Yes.
a whole day.
Fine. She's fine. She's still got some HP. She's fine.
Tsubaki's just gonna apply some gentle pressure to the center of like Mari's sternum and see how well she stays standing.
Barely standing.
You should go.
I'm helping.
There is need for medical assistance in the tents.
Want to rescue people. I like this village.
I am duty bound
Thank you,
to
Mari,
help.
which is why we don't want to see you hurt any further. But if you insist, at least let us take care of you for a second.
10 minutes more in this is going to kill you. I have very little doubt of that.
What about you? Both of you sitting here talking like you're not gonna die.
Fine. But I think if I take a moment to prepare, I'll be able to make it out.
What's next? What's next to go to? We're not done yet.
You are not coming. Even if I gave you all of the treatment that I possibly could. And I am not going to do that right now. Because I am going to need to treat people inside this miasma. You would not survive another 20 minutes. I've been monitoring everybody's condition. Soldier, go back to base.
Ari's going to kind of glare at you and just turn and to leave. To go back to the base. Very unhappily.
When you head towards there's a medical center up ahead. When you head towards there, Mari, they sort of like immediately usher towards you towards a look at you, look at towards the other patients. They're like, you're walking, and sit you down with some food, a couple snacks, a nice little warm cup of tea, before they head back. And none of the medical nin who are in the tent sort of like did anything beyond just going like, all right, you're around. But for just a small second, you just see just this tent that's filled with the injured. But they're moving as many patients as they can out towards, if they can stabilize them, an area where they can either just get them out.
Will they take my help moving the patients out?
Yeah, they will accept you helping rolling the patients out, but otherwise they want you to just sit. You're basically like walking. You're not quite like, you know, okay.
If I'm being stubborn and still trying to do something,
Yeah.
helpful.
There's you're gonna be like semi okay within the walls of the medical tent, but yeah. All right. If you guys want to move on, I guess.
Yeah, Tsubaki's gonna take a minute to heal up.
Before you spend any chakra points, Akihito will pull out what look like just these denser version. Everybody stomach healing. I'll give you two the better healing, and I'll give myself the one that I rolled. So Ryoboku and Tsubaki, you both get back 17 health, and I will take back 13.
Okay, that's good.
And that's just an action, so no chakra or anything.
That's enough to make sure I don't die.
Let's get this going. Sure no one wants to ride on Triceratops now.
That might be wise.
There's room for 3.
Yeah, Tsubaki climbs aboard.
Put a lantern on one of the horns. Two of the
What
horns.
is the Triceratops' speed? I'm just curious.
35 feet.
Wow.
It
I'm
moved.
equally as fast.
I know, but it's big.
Actually,
And sitting requires
and
breathing
wait.
less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I could run like a dog and go 45 feet. I think.
Your flavor is your own. I dare not challenge this. However,
Yeah,
I
that's-
offer you a
yeah, do your
luxurious
thing.
seat on top of a dinosaur. Made of shitty wood. That's Ryoboku's name.
That is an interesting offer, but we are a package deal, according to Suki, so if it can't fit us both, I'll walk.
Alright.
Great. Yeah, we'll hustle, I guess, back in the other direction of the spider webs that we didn't go.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're moving, I feel like you see like that spider webbing that's happening to everybody is like really like much more intense on Tsubaki's left hand. Almost as if there's like grooves on it from like previous exposure.
You can almost feel it, like it's the blue lines are sort of like filling in, almost like it's like river, like their previous channels are filling with some, with I don't know, it feels almost like electricity, but it's like cold.
Would Mari's be doing that too?
You're
She's in it away from it.
you're away from it, but it's still slow. Like it's like the progression has slowed a little bit now that you're not like actively breathing so much of it in. You're still breathing some in because you're moving people in and out, right? But it's not as fast as it was when you were like outside the whole time and just going. So. But it's still spreading. This whole village is covered in this miasma. You think like Tsubaki might have bought you some time by sticking you in the medical tent, but it's not giving you that much extra time.
Okay. Before we go back to you all, can she suggested they try to get out of the walls of the town?
Yeah. The medical nin are. You take a look at them. Not all of them are human. Some of them are summons, but they all are starting to look pretty exhausted. It's like, I mean, the responses from what looks like probably an assistant. The pretty much everyone else is like just going through and working on administering treatments. But an assistant sort of like we thought about it, but there's too many patients. We can't move without losing more of them.
I don't know how much longer we have here. This stuff is still in the air.
Guess it's a risk we're just gonna have to take, huh? Alright. You over there, and he motions to one of the guards out of the medical tent. And with your assistance, I guess they'll start moving their medical tent further afield, but our best bet is to get them out of the forest entirely. But if we can just move further north, I think
I'll try and move as much as I can.
I heard the sages down by the village gates are keeping a portal open so that at least most of the summons have returned towards their home dimensions, but a lot of these they motion towards most of the patients are the humans who lived here in the village or those unaffiliated with the summons clans. Almost everyone else and all the children have been reverse summoned, but can't do anything for those who are not connected to their separate clan dimension.
I'll try to get them further into the forest.
It's a risk. Time's a little weird there, but yeah, okay. And they start gathering materials and stretchers, calling for what guards are still healthy and haven't yet dropped. And those that are looking like they can still move to assist you in moving patients. Some of them have to drag their doctors away, the med away from their patients just to.
Well, that's what she's going to work on while you all are saving more people as well. Sorry.
No, that's good. That's a good bit, and I'm glad you're doing it.
It's important.
The three of you that remain in the village starting to get so thick that it's almost like, you ever been in fog that's like kind of like pea soup? You can't really see what's going on, but you can just, it's not quite that consistency yet. But you think in a little while it will be. You're not sure how long you've got, but if you can just find somebody to get out.
The feeling in our chests as they go is that it's just getting worse, right?
Yeah, like it's. And I think Tsubaki, if you want to roll me some sort of insight.
Would you take a passive insight of 19?
Sure. Yeah, I'll take that. You, especially since you've studied this chakra, it feeds on emotions, and this whole village is blanketed in just this feeling of chaos and pain and anguish. You can it's not like you feel like the base of this mist should not be propagating like this. Like whatever original poison was used to make this fog should not be doing this, but whatever chakra has been twisted into this is feeding on the leftover nature chakra and the chakra of the people who have died here. And the mist just keeps thickening and getting stronger from it.
This is going to sound inane, but if we could all muster the ability to think positively as you can, think of something good, something that gives you hope. This chakra is like darkness, emotionally. I hope that if we all work together and think positively, we might be able to push it out like a candle in a cave.
Hell of a story. I'll have to remember that one. But I'm willing to try anything.
That's not a name that it weirdly fits with everything we've learned so far. Every time we encounter this, it has that smell and taste of these raw negative emotions. As Ryuboku said, anything's worth a shot at this point.
Oh, I need to get out of here.
What do y'all think about?
Oh, I
Not a joke.
Not a joke.
What are y'all thinking about?
I mean, Akihito thinks about, like, when he initially bonded with Suki. Because, like, I imagine for the Inuzukas, it's not just they hand you a dog and say, here you go. Like, it's an emotional bonding process. And yeah, that's a very happy time, because obviously Suki's the last remnant he has of that life.
No, sorry. Yeah, no, because I think you got a real humdinger. And mine's silly, but no. Ryuboku thinks of the first few early years of his is just kind of like apprenticeship to the puppet masters in his village. He's his parents are from one of the Heaven Aligned villages, but he grew up in one of the neutral villages. And so, you know, his memory of like his parents noticing his early skill and then that first, you know, manipulation of a puppet on stage and this small little dance that he and his master are able to perform together in this very intricate way. There's no war, there's no fighting. It's just, a performance, a story, and that brings him joy.
So Tsubaki has like two thoughts that kind of get intermixed. And the first is of a much younger Tsubaki wearing the garb of like clan Kuru, walking the length of an estate in one of the Earth villages, and walking with what appears to be their twin. And they're talking about basically nothing at all. But they stop at a shop and they buy a perfume made of a certain kind of desert flower. And then that memory kind of blends together with a conversation that was had on a boat after a pitched battle. And seeing something change in somebody else. And then thinking about the hope that they are all right.
With these thoughts, you feel the air around you almost lighten a bit. Like as you were walking, it had reached almost like a thick consistency that it's like you were walking through molasses. And especially on Trixie, you can sort of like just feel it. But the more you focus on these thoughts, the more you realize the air is lightening. It's not as heavy. It still hurts. Everything still hurts, especially with the poison running through your veins. And as you make it through towards this other end of the village, you don't sense anyone alive. You can barely see as you move through, but you can hear something. Like a voice that just says to the three of you, live. With every breath you take, remember us. Remember this place as it was, and not as it is now. Don't cry for us. This world of shinobi is not kind to those who cry. The three of you make it out, almost as if the mist parts just for you. You find yourselves at the northwestern exit of the village. Do you find out in the forest, Mari has somehow managed to hustle just a whole bunch of you're almost surprised at how many people had managed to make it out. There's medical tents set up out in the northern forests. You can see what looks like heavily damaged guardsmen, the AV of both those ground bound and those capable of flight, covered in the same sort of purple bruises, but they're breathing. And up ahead of you is a familiar face. It's the guardian of the forest. Walks with his staff, walking on trembling legs. You can see nearby where he stands is a whole pile of what looks like various corpses, as well as those alive that it seems he had run in together while your team had gone and rescued those trapped in the buildings. You recognize a few of them as those that were trapped in the streets. And as he collapses before you, Tsubaki, you can see a large gash across his body. Like something had clawed and ripped into him. It's got that same feeling that you know.
Akihiko, I believe the Guardian needs our attentions.
Yeah. Yeah. Just in a panic, yeah, Akihito will run over. Try to use preserve life to at least just keep him from dying in the immediate.
Yeah. I imagine we both start engaging in our medical jutsus. And as we do, Tsubaki is going to start asking the Guardian, what were your favorite memories of Bhutan?
My favorite memories.
And we don't need to get into his favorite memories necessarily, but like, as Tsubaki keeps treating everyone that they can, that question just gets repeated in different forms over and over and over again.
For some, it works. Seems for a lot of them, just asking the question is enough to maybe cling to that one little thread. You don't know if they'll make it out entirely okay, but more than you would think managed to cling onto a thread of life. But before you move on, Tsubaki, the Guardian sort of like grabs you by the sleeve. It's a little too it's too late for me. It's already too late to stop.
To stop what?
The awakening. You must stop this pointless war. You must.
I imagine at this point, Tsubaki is holding up much of the Guardian's weight.
Yeah.
Does it seem like this is from his wounds or from the poison?
You think so? From the poison, had definitely caused a lot of the damage, but what's killing him isn't the poison, although it's certainly contributing. In fact, just from when you walked in and from the beginning and talked to him, you think in perfect health he'd probably be able to shrug it off, like most of the other sages. It's deep. There's gashes all over his body, and they're all pulsing with the same sort of dark, malevolent energy.
Do I have enough time to purify chakra?
You can try, but he's covered in these wounds. And it looks like it's you think he had run around rescuing all of these people while basically bleeding out from these wounds and getting further infected.
Because otherwise we have that synthetic vial of the antidote, which isn't as strong, but again might buy us the time we need to treat him. Just to get that little bit of poison out of the system.
Give him a small dose of the antidote, and you are going to learn how we deal with this mess. And basically, after we administer the antidote to buy us a little time, Tsubaki is going to start the laborious process of, purging the Guardian's chakra.
You can.
And he
Let me
will assist however possible.
Alright. Your purified chakra. Let me.
It takes 10 minutes to do.
Mm-hmm.
It requires hand seals, touch, and chakra seals.
And 10 minutes.
That's the big question. Do we have 10 minutes?
Pump my last channel healing into him and really give it what I got with this healing hands. Would that buy us enough time?
You almost make it. I think. You almost make it. But even 5 minutes would have been too long.
Tsubaki holds the hand of the Guardian for a moment. They are cradling this powerful creature kind of like across their lap. Crosses their arms over their chest, lays them down gently, brushes the dirt off of their robes, Turns to Akihiko. Well, it didn't go as planned. But you know how it's done now. Spread the word. We have work to do.
You can see Akihito's a little bit frustrated. He's trying to hold back like the negative feelings, knowing that we're still in trouble with this miasma. But yeah, he's not okay. But he just gives you a quiet and firm nod of. You can see he took everything in. He's just mad that it was not enough.
You notice the look on the Guardian's face, Saruhiko. It's peaceful. You think it didn't work, but the purification of his chakra was enough to give him some small comfort, at least.
Question: did you tell Marquis to think positive things?
I mean, if we encountered you and ended up healing you, like, I think Tsubaki would explain what happened. Or if somebody else ended up treating your wounds, they might have. But, like, Tsubaki's asking that question of, like, what are your favorite memories of Buten every time she goes to heal somebody at this point.
Okay. I don't know if she would have gotten.
Tsubaki would explicitly tell you why she was doing that.
Okay.
And say, like, the positive memories seem to be driving it away.
Okay.
And we need the most positive thinker that we have.
It's more difficult for her because she's already been exposed a lot.
It helps, at least, though. You can see the various medics are... Even if it... if it's a spiritual thing or if it's something, you can see a few very small smiles when they look at your antiques, Mari. Just...
And she'll hand out the candy to whoever can have it.
And night is falling. It's been almost the entire day. Of the village, those who were left behind, those who could not make their way to another dimension, most are dead. Those you were able to rescue, they'll live. And in fact, you think many of those on the brink stuck around. They're around thanks to you guys. Thanks to what you found. But it doesn't change the miasma that blankets the village. Their homes are gone. The plains where your fellow shinobi of both Coalition and Alliance is practically a wasteland. But as the first star shines its light in the sky, you have just a little bit of hope. Guys, thank you for sticking around with me for this doozy of a session today. Um thank you for being amazing. Um thank you to our stream manager for stream managing this. Holy shit, talking mushrooms. I'd like to let's I'd like to get you guys out of here before it's like 12 o'clock because it's like holy crap, holidays are coming around. So before we close off, I hope everything is, doing okay for you guys. You're feeling good. mm, that hope our all audience members are feeling good. Let's quickly just do outro so we can get you guys out the horn and to bed before before it's 12 o'clock. Let's do things in reverse order this time. So, Janie, if you would please tell us who you are, who you played to get today, and where we can find you next.
Janie Pot 7575. I played Yamanaka Mari, who you destroyed today. Absolutely destroyed her with all of this.
Awesome, made up for it.
And Janie Pot 7575 on social media. Follow me on Twitch.
D.
Hey, I am DJ Stevosaurus. I played Akihito Inezuka, your friendly local dog tour. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter at DJ Stevosaurus. I haven't joined anything yet, so I'm still stuck on that hell site. Anyways, yeah, that's where you can find me.
Hey, it's your second game on this channel, and we are looking forward to seeing some more. Turk.
It is revealed. Never beyond revealed. Hey, that's me talking now. I'm Turk, or Turk Extension on Twitch and Twitter. I've, of course, been your shitty wood puppet boy, who is scared of blood and just wants to go home, dang it. But I also do other things on this channel. So if you want to see more of me and my face, the things I do, things I say, you think that's something worth listening to, one, you might want to reevaluate your perceptions of quality. But two, you can find me basically every Sunday. Of course, coming up into the holiday season, it's going to be a little light. I'm over on Lost Caravan RPG with a Lancer campaign called Necromancers. We're in the Carrick Trade Baronies, and we're going to a Punkardi, which is effectively like a series of duels and tournaments, and there's going to be match galas and poison, and we just got all these very fancy suits, and it's lovely. Additionally, December 1st, I'll be over there playing Fabula Ultima, which is like the most Final Fantasy system I think I've ever played for someone who's never played Final Fantasy. All that stuff out there. But additionally, I'm also here running what I hope to be a bunch of sessions of Frozen Rain, which is, of course, a Lancer game. Sleeping of a Frozen Crown, written by Laurie O'Connell. They're an awesome person. I put my own spin on it, and it's really cool. But just make sure to be here, support the people you see on your screen, because they're all super talented. And thank you once again to our excellent sage for guiding us through this, and being super cautious and careful with all of us. And obviously it's a very heavy episode, and I applaud everybody for working together to make sure this is all great. And I've been talking too much, so just remember to be a good person and continue to do good things, because the world needs that right now. And I hope you all have a great holiday. No matter if you're spending it with friends or family or found family, you have a great time, because you have so much to be thankful for. Yeah, that's too much out of me, so I'm gonna pass it off. Love you, faces.
Hey, I'm Legendary Vermin. You can find me as Legendary Vermin on all the places on the internet that matter, which is, of course, Itch, Twitch, YouTube, and honestly, at this point, kind of the social media platform of your choice, be that Twitter, Hive, co-host, or whatever. I haven't geared up any of those other things yet, but yeah, I'm there. I'm present. Accounted for. on everything but Tumblr. If you want to catch more of me as a streamer, you can keep an eye out for the announcement of potential December show of Frozen Rain, where I will be mecha piloting. If you want to follow a story that I'm involved with but won't be there for, next week, Thursday, there will be an episode of Last Transmission. I can't make that one, but the rest of the crew will be there, and it is a really fantastic slow burn horror in the vein of things like Dead Space. Finally, if you think that I might be able to spin all this into being a GM, you're in luck, because next month we're going to be starting the inaugural episode of The World Within You, which is a Voidheart Symphony game taking notes from things like Persona and games like Jet Grind Radio. So please come check that out. It should be really, really exciting and a very, very unique game to see streamed. Besides that, I make TTRPGs, so you can check those out at legendary-vermin.itch.io. And I also have a website, legendaryvermin.com/live. It hasn't been updated in a minute because I've been busy, but you can look there for announcements about my latest game and the upcoming playtest Discord for No Amount of Armor, a fancy mecha game. I think that's all I got.
And I guess that just leaves me. Hi, I was your Sage of the Sixth Past, your game maestro, whatever you want to call me. I played everyone else in this game. And you cannot find me on social media because I don't exist on social media. But yeah. As for where you can find me next, Stardust Ghosts, which I believe will be airing tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure. Sorry. And yeah, I will also be, and I am super excited to be to be in The World Within You. I am super excited for that to finally launch. Other than that, the only other announcement that I have is, well, for all of my players and anyone who will be a new player, or anyone who is either like watching, not watching, but welcome to level 9.
I just threw my notes. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. These are good notes. Came out of my hands.
All right. The only other thing that I have is, thanks to all of my lovely players. Thanks everyone who participates in this campaign. You guys are what makes this campaign possible, especially because it's a 2-part, like, freaking rotating mess. It's great, and of course, thanks to everyone who is watching, as well as our lovely stream manager, who's Foxy, who is not going to be on camera today. Bye, guys. We gonna raid or no? Is the last question.
We'll figure something out. Stick around anyway. Don't believe that we're going away, Supreme. Hang out.
Alright. Then I guess we'll be off. Thanks, everyone.